Well, well, well. Sometimes you just gotta fly. Oh my gosh. So Spirit sent me a message in regards to this makeup class. And it was really, really, really beautiful because the message was the same message I've been getting for a few days, and I didn't get it. Beast mode. Beast. Beast mode. So a few days ago, I had another message that was beautiful. I've been getting a lot of dream state messages. So the message of beast mode had followed a previous message of defeated. So that message was a beautiful dream that I had. It's a bit of a reoccurring dream. So it shows up a little bit different every time. And it is based on a story that I read, Malcolm Gladwell. He wrote Outliers, and this story is David and Goliath. And it's beautiful because I was able to access the information as a reminder by going to my lovely iPad. So I went to my books, enter code. And when I went to my books, I could find it when I went to it. Books. Cool, right? So, and this is David and Goliath, Malcolm Gladwell. So you can just get a sample of it. You don't need to download the entire book unless it's what is calling to you. So, am I a dog that you should come to me with sticks? So Goliath was a little bit bent out of shape that this shepherd boy would come to fight him. And what I learned from this beautiful story by Malcolm Gladwell was that Goliath had a deficiency within his body. So he had a blockage in his third eye, his instinct. Okay. Beautiful book. Talks about so many things in regards to the battles that we sometimes fight, the struggles that we go through. And I know how dominant this is in many people's lives because I've had so many people reach out to me. So, what did that mean in regards to beast mode? So, inside of this beautiful brain was a self-sabotaging thought. So I took action. I came to my computer and I had coffee, I had a shower, I got dressed, and then I came to my computer and I began writing. My fingers were just like tick, 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 tick. And because I have a beautiful desk that can rise, I'm able to take a lot of strain off of my shoulders and my neck. So bada bing, bada bang, away I went. Series of events, nothing is random. This necklace I began wearing again. This is a necklace my mom gave me on my 16th birthday. So pretty. Then beast mode. So David and Goliath, beast mode. But beast mode came before David and Goliath, and then it came again. So beast mode for me meant that I needed to become more of a superhero in my life. How? So I'm driving to see my mom at the care facility, and Spirit says maintenance enforcement program, F like FMEP, Family Maintenance Enforcement Program. So I got to the center, spoke to my mom after the meeting with the case manager. Case manager was very kind. Meeting went wonderful because I came into it with love. I set aside all of my struggles and frustrations and came into it with love. And I trusted that Creator, God, universe, source, my angels would guide me. They did. Peaceful resolution. Interesting. Nance in beast mode isn't peaceful resolution. However, I quite often, look at the butterfly, I say like I fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I fly like a butterfly, soft. And when I sting like a bee because I'm deliberate. Because butterflies don't sting. So I am only defeated if I allow my thoughts to stop me, or if I go into anger, which is beast mode. One of the cards that kept on coming up in my readings that I've been doing to myself was the Death card. Death is transformation, and going through transformation means massive radical change. So love and light to all of you who are struggling. Hold on. Pain ends. Hope. Help one person every day. Allow yourself to be helped as well. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple things. I've got a beautiful binder that I put together to help myself as a teacher, help y'all, my students. So in that, I printed off the same pages that I sent to you. So the 2-card spread, release and retain. We worked on the 2-card spread last week, and I will send you the replay of that as well. Got a little bit of catch up to do. In the meantime and in between time, if we look at collectively discussing what I was just talking about, self-defeating thoughts, behaviors that no longer serve us, what is it that we need to release and retain? The 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles, and I'm using these beautiful, beautiful cards that are the Murder of Crows. So releasing the collective wealth, the vast resources, the realm of greed, legacy, inheritance, community. Release what is ready to leave your life or has been taking up too much of your attention and energy. I want to read directly from this book because the book is succinct with the cards. I want you to think about what came into your mind when you heard that card. What does 10 of Pentacles mean to you? Pentacles meaning wealth, the wealth of the community. So what is ready to leave your life or has been taking up too much of your attention and energy? What community? There's many communities in our lives that can take away from our wealth. And our wealth is more than just the finances, is it not? Your tribe gives you strength. Which tribe gives you strength and which tribe takes away from your strength? Sifting through things from the past, you find objects that are useful for others and for yourself. When you draw from the shared resources of the flock, there is enough for all. Are you drawing from the shared resources, or are you trying to do it all on your own, sunshine? And what resources are you drawing from? Are they the most fabulous resources that are filling you full of love, light, and energy? Collective wealth, vast resources, legacy, inheritance, reliance on community. So This powerful two-card spread is helpful when you're feeling stuck between relying on old patterns or habits and developing new ones. So our flock, well, think of geese. Sometimes we lead, and then sometimes we fall back and allow others to lead. There are people in your life that are experts. Let them lead you, let them guide you. I learned that today at a beautiful, beautiful networking event. There's people that know things about things. I sat next to the Scotia Bank Women Initiative. It was her first time speaking. She was oh so sweet, so kind, so wonderful. Then I sat next to this lady, Dee, 93 years old. She told me my business cards sucked. I agreed. She couldn't read them. I promised her I would reach out to her, and I will. Releasing the need to be perfect sometimes is very important. Deliberate action, sunshine, deliberate action. So, letting go can mean something physical, such as a relationship, job, or objects in your home that need to be cleared out to make room for something new that's ready to enter your life. It can also represent non-physical aspects, such as habitual thoughts and ideas about the way we believe our lives should be. How can I support myself through these changes? Find your tribe and love them hard. That's the way I live my life, and it really helps. So, what is necessary to keep for continual growth? The realm of dreams, a creative young soul discovering new paradigms, new perspectives. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. So, what does that mean to you? And what wisdom does this beautiful book have? The contents of the glass swish gently in the chalice as they contemplate the bird. The sound of crickets singing to the rising moon fills the air. Such a curious creature can look at something familiar in a new way. The world opens up before them. They feast their eyes in wonder, imagining what the world cries out for you to create. What others perceive as mindless croaking, they experience as the most fascinating of lessons. Every masterpiece has a humble beginning. A creative young soul discovering new perspectives. So when you look at the people that you are spending the most time with, are they filling your cup? Are they draining your cup? Is it a bit of both? There really isn't just one answer, is there? Are you filling your cup? I got a cup of water next to me. I have to take it with my left arm because my right just can't quite do it all by itself. So helping hands, left, got some strength happening there, right? Softer. I've been taking it easy. And I can drink with both hands. Good stuff. So interesting how the cards can speak to us all and individually as well. This is kind of fun without nobody in here. I love you guys, and I understand that you are busy little beavers and that I can help you in the most wonderful way just by showing up. So when we look at asset and hindrance, which we looked at last week as well, we're kind of doing a little reminder class. So an asset is a natural gift or ability you possess. And a hindrance, something that may be blocking your gift from manifesting. So remember that you can play with your cards while I'm doing this. Just see what comes up. So again, asking spirit to guide my hands and these cards to pull out the cards that match the collective experience. An asset, the Hermit card, solitude, find your own truth, search your own soul, Loneliness and quiet. And the Page of Cups, second card. So how can it be that the card showed up twice? Because it did, and life is cool. So in retaining, okay, the last card, release and retain, okay, asset and hindrance. So spending time alone is always a powerful place of being. So a major arcana in either position carries more weight than a major arcana. So the major arcana, okay, the Hermit card plays more weight. Solitude. I was counseling a young couple today. They were suffering from vertigo, both of them. And I talked about earthing to them. So earthing, there's a documentary out about this as well. Earthing is when you start playing in the dirt. You start digging in the dirt. You connect to the dirt, you ground. We wear shoes all the time, and the rubber stops us from connecting with the dirt. The dirt is the earth. The dirt is creation. Think of all that grows from the dirt. So that is an asset and it's exponentially important. Okay. The hindrance. Sometimes I'm going to pull out another perspective on the Page of Cups. Okay. Because sometimes we just need to seek more knowledge. So I've got a document that I've created here. I've got it on my computer as well, but the iPad is so much easier to use than the computer, which is right in front of me. Sometimes I'll screen share. And this is exponentially amazing. Oh, you need a passcode to get in? Okay. More. Just. I'm going to just pause the recording for a moment. Okay. Turn down. Close the share. Invite link. And I'm going to go back to the Zoom. There we go. Okay. Pause, not pause. Meant to hit pause. I'm recording still. Love how this happens. See, imperfect action, right? So the Page of Cups. Which other deck? I've got so many decks that I've got in here. There were years that I spent accumulating data, putting cards into here, because I used to do readings and provide people with all the information so that they would be able to access it. Super cool, right? My internet is like here, here, here. So it takes a little bit longer when there's a whole bunch of things happening at one time. It can be a little bit of a struggle. Oh, it's opening. Do, 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 do. Okay. So I'm going to find. Find Page of So the Page of Cups is different in the Witch's Tarot. And I'm not going to go pull it out and try and explain everything. I'm just going to show you the picture that I've got in the document. So a young girl, lots of water, different reflection. When the Page of Cups splashes into a reading, you are being put on notice that new intuitive talents are about to emerge. So, Hermit card, isolation, time alone. Intuition kicks in when we are in a space of grace. A space of grace is that quiet place where spirit can enter. The message of the Page of Cups is to explore your magical and psychic talents. Don't forget that magic is a joyous thing. Do you remember what it feels like to be in front of a magician? So much fun. I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder how they're going to do that. Ooh, we can sit there and analyze them, but it takes away from the fun, I think. So I want to be able to give everyone in this group the other part of what I anticipated doing, and then it just didn't happen, and it can now. So I am going to be sending out tea to everybody that's in this group. All my loyal lovelies. So, I'm just letting you know that I'm recording. This is fun. I'm recording and we'll send out the replay as well. It's much more fun, isn't it? Why are we so serious? The business of adulting, the business of adulting. And then when we tap into our childlike energies, we have the ability to have more fun, do more things, and allow ourselves to rest when we need to rest, play when we need to play. And then when we take that childlike energy and bring in the adulting, both are possible. So is it possible to do laundry and play with tarot cards? Sure it is. The dryer is drying the clothes. And I'm playing. I'm doing more of that. And then there's the business of business. Following up with more people, doing more podcasts, sharing more information, while continuing to take care of this physical being. Movement makes a difference. So I have been walking more. Sometimes I just walk down the halls. I'll park further away. The little things that I can do. Cleaner eating, less processed foods. Elaine's here. Almost. So much fun doing this. And I'm glad that I took the risk to do this a little bit differently. And it's fun doing things differently. So different is just shaking things up. So I would love to have, hi, sweetie. I would love to have everybody's mailing address. I'm going to need your mailing address once we get your audio going. Oh, oy vey. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. I pre-recorded the beginning of this. So
Okay.
send everything out like last week. So I haven't quite sent out yet. Just do it all like, right? Like it happens when it happens, right? One thing that I'm going to be doing is sending you that part of this whole great experience that I didn't finish. I didn't even start. Well, I started a long time ago. It's called tea and tarot, right? So where's the damn tea? I gotta send it to you. So would you be kind enough to give me your mailing address?
Oh, P.O.
P.O. Box.
Box 202, Chipman, Chipman,
Okay. A.B.
T0B,
B is in Bravo.
yeah,
T Z
zero
B.
T0B, 0W Walter 0, Tabowo,
Tabowo. It's almost Tabow. Oh, see, I was just gonna say Tabow. Wow.
right?
Oh my God, that is so funny. And you know what? We often spend a lot of time chastising ourselves. It's part of the human experience. And when we can be more childlike, the magic happens. So I did a whole bunch of things this week just following spirit and intuition. And wow, the changes in my life. I had to go beast mode. So I had to do things like a superhero that I was a little bit afraid of, like that afraid, like way, like, oh my God, it's been something I've been avoiding for years. And then I did it. And it was easy. I got the right phone operator. I was able to provide 90% of the information, and I'll get my answer in 6 to 8 weeks. It was so easy. What was hard was all of the time that I had spent avoiding it. It's like, why can't we act like we're four, try new things, and have the knowledge of an adult to put those things together without the, oh, be careful. We do that when someone drives away. Oh, be safe. Enjoy the ride. There's so many ways that we can look at it differently. So I was sharing, um, and again, watching the replay and all kinds of cool stuff. I've got a whole bunch of information on my iPad. Okay. Over the years, I have entered probably, 15, 20 decks into here. And why did I do that? Because I wanted to have a quick reference for searching. So I can go into this, and this is one of the decks, and I was just talking about the Page of Cups, and I can quickly and easily search. So part of what we're going to do in the classes now is ask more questions. What do you want to know about? Is there a certain card that keeps on coming up when you're playing? Is there one that you just don't quite understand and you would like a little bit more clarity? I pulled the death card over and over and over these last 2 weeks. So I got a little bit sketchy and worried that something was going to happen to somebody in my life. Boy, that was an interesting one to work through. Everybody was okay. My mom fell, and we're looking at doing some major changes in her life. And I'm not alone in that. I've got a great team that loves and supports me. I used to do it all by myself. I'm an only child and I must take care of my mother. Really, Nance? Is that true? What happens when I think that? I become overwhelmed. I get exhausted. Then I become bitter and angry.
You're burdening yourself.
Exactly. No one else is doing it to me but me. So when I was talking to my mom the last time, because her Alzheimer's is really kicking her ass, and it's in her spine, her spine a bit, it's like her scoliosis is gotten so bad that we have to get a brace for her back. It's just yucky. Like all of these things are yucky. And so the last question that she had to me was, where do you work? I says, I work at home, Mom. And I travel a lot more with this job than I did with the other one. Oh, why do you ask? You seem happier at this job than the other job.
Oh,
So there was something. And I says, yeah, I really am. That other lady I used to work for was a bitch. It's true. I'm much better suited for individual employment, self-employment, where I collaborate with a whole bunch of people. So my tribe are the people that I'm collaborating with now more than the ones that didn't serve me. But I have to really end those agreements, like end the agreements. That's it. We're done. Because if I don't, I'll keep on repeating the same lessons over and over and over again, expecting different results. It's kind of kooky, isn't it? Yeah. So last class, you were talking more about possibly including more travel in your life. Is that something that you're still looking at?
yeah, yeah. Well, it, this never fails in my life. That as soon as I start dreaming of new adventures, I often get a setback. Right.
Mm.
So so when I went to Nashville in uh, uh, September, and I left my dog at the boarding kennel, I came back and he was limping, and he had to have a $1,500 surgery on his knee. He had torn the cruciate ligament, and this was the second knee. This is the other knee, right?
Oh,
So that was an added expense. So I start thinking about a vacation and where I want to go, and the dog jumps off the bed and starts limping on the same leg. I mean, going, oh my God, it never fails. It never fails to happen to me when I start building my hopes and dreams and desires, and I have this setback. So previously, I have trained myself not to think about those nice things, right? Because I don't want anything bad to happen, right? And I just thought positive, and I checked out his feet, and I started using the horse liniment on his knees, and well, I use it on myself, right? I get it at G&E Pharmacy, and it's miracle stuff. I thought this is not going to stop me, and he's better. He's better. I canceled the vet appointment. We're going, okay. It was just a thorn on his foot that I got out, and
oh, those thorns hurt. You ever gotten a thorn on your foot?
yes,
Right?
and you
Like,
don't want to step on it.
no, you don't want to step on it, right? Same as if you get a sliver under your nail. I mean, it's funny how like teeth can set us back, right? I've got this nasty little cyst in my like in the tear duct of my eye, like even just touching it with my nail, and I'm like, oh boy, that one's gonna be. And of course, what do I have in my plethora? Tea, black tea. So what am I going to do after this? I'm going to go and get a tea bag, stick it on my eye, because I fly out tomorrow and I'm going to a celebration of life. And I really
oh,
don't want to go with a great big cyst on my eye because it'll hurt. I don't care what I look like. I just don't like, oh yeah, hi, I'm Nance Patch, right? Like, are you happy to see me? Is not what I want to do, right?
So I thought, so yeah, so I thought, okay, we're just going to stop looking for now. It's still early, right? We're just
Yeah.
going to concentrate on the things that I have to do for now. I've also been, I had to transport my 94-year-old uncle to the eye doctor a couple weeks ago, and he's wheelchair shaped, so and he doesn't bend anymore, and he refused to take the DATS bus. So his caregiver and I had a really hard time getting him into my car and out of my car and into the wheelchair.
Mm.
And and so for the last couple of weeks, my back has just been wrecked, right?
I have a lady, I know her through the networking event that I go to, that came to, okay, so she does eyeglasses in your home.
Oh, oh, I
And
remember. See, you
yes,
posted.
it exists. I found it at a networking event. She does eyeglasses in your home. So she went to my mom's facility, adjusted her eyeglasses after my mom had a fall. And when my mom started complaining about her vision, she was able to help me get an eye doctor come in. I mean, I had to pay for it. And I didn't have to transport my mom because the trauma to my mom's physical body and state of mind is just not a choice that I'm like, yeah, no. Um, what a godsend. One doctor in Alberta that does it. I got a guy.
Hmm, yeah, yeah,
Interesting, right?
yeah. So I've been really suffering with this, and it's got worse. Today I went to the chiropractor, and I got it fixed, and I'm hoping to start feeling better tomorrow. So that I said to him, this is the last time. I said, you know that you can't stand, that you know that. I said, next time you take the DATS bus, there's nothing wrong with that DATS bus.
And you can ride on the DATS bus with him
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because,
And so he's going to be going for cataract surgery.
oh my.
He's never had cataract surgery before, and the doctor has said, yes, he could prescribe him new glasses, but it's just a temporary fix.
Mm.
And when he asked my uncle if he wanted surgery, and my uncle says, why not? But I don't think he realizes the extent of it, right? How it's going
Yeah.
to affect him. Like it's not just an easy thing. They're going to do both eyes at once. They're going, he has to go to the hospital, things like that. So
Does he like will he be anesthetized? Like will he go like
no, it's all
he's
laser surgery.
awake?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And they used to just do one eye at a time, and you'd have to wear a patch for a week or so and dark sunglasses. And now they do both eyes on the same day and no dark glasses,
Is he
just
at home or in a care facility?
in a care facility.
Okay. Okay, well, he'll have someone there that'll be able to take care of him while he's
Yeah,
recovering. So that's
and
good.
put the drops in, right? Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah.
So,
So as you continue to remove things from your life that no longer serve your goal, travel is a goal,
yeah.
then there will be more ease.
Yes. Yes. And everything will flow more smoothly, right?
Yeah, and there will always be obstacles and challenges,
Yes.
and how you deal with it will
Mhm.
make a big difference. So have you been playing with your cards for guidance?
I've been studying my cards. I've been going to the farmers market on Wednesdays, and I ran into a woman who has a shop called uh, something. She has a shop with tarot cards and stuff.
Cool.
Spirit and you, and so she has her shop on her sheep farm,
On her sheep farm?
and she makes witches bells, and she uses a lot of the wool to make her products. And
Oh,
she's out here, Dad. So when you come out, we'll have to take a
wow. Talk about shopping local. That is so cool.
And so she had her booth at Bennett. She had her booth at the stop, stop. She had her booth at the farmers market, and she had uh, a tarot card in an envelope sealed with a wax seal,
Oh,
and you could pay $3 and pick a card. And I picked a card,
I love
and
that.
and I and I and I said to myself, I said to her, I don't know this card. I said, I've just started taking this class. And that's what made me think that, yes, I've seen these cards, right? But we
Yeah.
haven't studied wands yet, right? We
Oh
studied
my goodness.
last week, and that's all I know. I need to study all the cards.
Isn't it so much fun though? Like, look what happened. Like, you lit up like a Christmas tree, three of wands. You knew it was a wand, right? Like
Yeah,
you, right? Like you knew it was a
yeah.
set
Well,
with
it
a
had the
card.
explanation in the envelope, and she was very kind. She just said, well, look at the meaning, right?
Oh,
Right. So, yeah. So, and uh, and so she also does readings. I asked her if she knew anything about Akashic records, and she
cool.
said she's interested in learning it.
Oh,
And
fun.
she's just a really neat lady.
Oh my goodness. It's so much fun to learn
Mm.
when we get into that childlike fun. When you think back to when you were a child, did you enjoy school at a certain age and then everything just kind of changed, or was it always a joy?
Um, I had to. I was. I always studied very hard. I carried lots of books. I remember carrying armfuls of books, dictionaries, the heavy dictionaries and stuff every day. I was an honor student. Um, I got pregnant when I was in grade 10. I was 15 years old. And
Mhm.
so I missed my first semester of grade 11. My parents didn't want anybody to find out, so they put me in a home for unwed mothers in Edmonton, which turned into a really great experience, right? I got to live with all these other young girls who were going to be moms. We were well looked after. We had chores to do. We had prenatal classes. We knew what to expect, and it turned out to be a really good experience, right?
Wow.
And then my father never told me directly, but he told my mother that I could not come home without my baby because previously his sister had given up a baby for adoption. And
Oh,
family always wants to know what happened to the baby, right? Like,
oh,
and so here I am, 16 years old. I come back home and I've got this baby who my parents raised. So so
yeah.
then I went back to high school and I was looked at differently because I had a baby. And so I actually lost those last two teenage years. I
Yeah.
was not a teenager anymore. I was a mom.
Oh, right. And all of that, even if they didn't say anything, there was that look.
Yeah, yeah,
And even if that look
yeah,
was a look of compassion, it may have also felt like pity.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I didn't fit
Right?
in anymore. I wasn't
No.
out anymore.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
different. Yeah.
yeah.
So then
Motherhood always changes us. Even if it is the experience of not being able to bear children, that is still motherhood. Being unable to birth a child is still an experience of motherhood. It's just different, right? It's just different. Yeah. That's when you become a really good aunt sometimes. I've known so many women that have been unable to birth children, and some of them would have made the best mothers. and they became amazing aunties. And then oh goodness, big sister, the big sister, big brother, is that what it's
Right?
called? Yeah,
Yes.
big brothers and sisters. There, that's it. Right? Great, great pillars I mean, amazing fur moms and dads. So it's about how we sometimes look at the experience.
Yeah.
I lost two children. I had two stillborns. Um, and that experience ended a relationship that led to a relationship that I had three children with. Both relationships were shitty, but all the children were great. So, yeah,
No,
yeah,
it just, yeah, changes you.
it does. It really does. So now you're you've got another child at home, your dog. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I have my best children, right? I think that's why I'm still working and why I'm very, bus drivers become very attached and we call them our children, our kids, my kids. That's how we talk about the children on our bus. We don't take any sick days because we don't want anybody else driving our kids to school.
Oh my.
Yeah. We become very protective over them.
Wow. Have you, a lot of what you've been talking about reminds me of the Buddhist um, either or monkey mind principle. So if we say either I go on vacation or I stay home and care for my animal, we are we're not able to manifest all the things that we want or move forward in the direction of our dreams. If you were willing to open to the idea of shorter trips closer to home, would that be a
Yeah.
thought you're willing to consider?
Also, I've been looking at different options. Uh, his groomer knows of a girl who will come and stay in your home.
Nice.
So, someone can be here and he won't have to go to a boarding kennel. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I've looked at different options, and yeah, I, I was gone for 3 weeks in September, so I won't be
Yeah.
gone long again.
Okay.
Maybe just a week or 10 days, probably just a week this time. So,
I love the extended weekends. That's what I was very limited in my ability to travel for quite a few years. And yet, the weekend getaways, just taking that extra day, like just like that's it. I'm taking this off. And oh well, you don't have any vacation time coming. Well, don't pay me then. I'm taking the time off. I didn't ask, I told, and that really ruffled some feathers. Um, that was their feathers, not mine.
so this event you have coming up in Hamilton, is that an online event or are you going to
Um,
Hamilton?
Kenora, it's
Oh,
Kenora. I found it on a map. I know how to get there. I've figured that much out. It's a live event. So I'm
oh,
super duper 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 excited. Like really super excited. I was sitting with Daphne and she was asking me what my talk was going to be out and about. And then I told her and she's like, "Hmm." And then I went to a networking event today and um everything changed. So I'm doing something very, very different. Like spirit was just like, nope, you ain't doing that. You're talking about death. And I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, the death card. Wow, cool. But death as a rebirth,
right.
death as a rebirth. When we change the direction of our life or the direction of our life changes, we have a choice. In every challenge, there's a choice. And I remember when I was so blessed to be a part of Daphne's book, and I wrote the foreword and I helped encourage her through the writing process as she's encouraging me. And one of the things that she spoke about was how her father would help her reframe. So when she complained, he always reminded her about the man that had no legs or the woman that had no arms and their abilities. So within the disability is the ability. So when we go through those major changes in our life, check, are you breathing? If you're breathing, you're living. What gift can you give to this world? The gift of you is pretty fucking special. So at one event, I'm allowed to say fuck. That's in September. There's another event I'm speaking at in July. She reminded me. Not allowed to swear. So I can still talk about fugly feelings.
Oh.
Because fugly feelings are feelings that are really ugly, kind of like an ugly duck. And if you think of a word that rhymes with duck, fugly, Dorothy said I wasn't allowed to swear, so we're just going to call them fugly emotions. Those are the ones that really suck. So I can have fun with it while practicing my proper professional way of being. And I'm looking forward to both because they're going to be fun.
Uh-huh.
And they're challenging. I mean, I've got so much on my plate right now. I had to cut a few things off today. My one son asked me about the information for my wedding. And I said, it's not going to be ready. I'm building the website. You will get the pricing soon. Well, there's going to be some people that won't be able to go if you don't send the pricing out soon. Do you mean you? Mom, I need the pricing. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a screenshot. I'll send it to you. Thanks. Okay. I'm not ready to send it to everybody yet because I want to experience building the website for the Knot. It's an app. So I've got all my bridesmaids pictures in descriptions. I've got picture of when Ralph and I met and all of this. Ralph hasn't chosen his groomsmen. So I put pictures of characters from Shrek. So cute. So funny. I showed him last night. He's like, ugh, rolls his eyes. I'm like, you don't like the pictures? He goes, no, I don't like the idea of having to pick guys. What if nobody wants to come?
What if?
So I'll have it ready soon because I'm going to be going away, and that's one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on. And if people can't come to my wedding, I understand. Those who matter will. I told my one son to get an OnlyFans account so he could pay for it. Take pictures of your toes, son. They're marketable. People will pay to see your toes. You're crazy. I'm like, not really. And
Okay,
I just
so
look at it.
did we study any cards today that I missed?
We did in the beginning, I did 2 card spreads like we did last time. And what I want to do is look at the three, there was the 3 of Wands for you, right?
Okay, yeah. Actually,
Good.
I picked the 5 of Wands from her.
5. Okay. I wonder why I thought 3. Hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna look at the 5 of Wands because like you would have gotten perspectives from your cards, and
Right.
every book has a different story, different perspective. So, 5 of Wands,
Like
clatter.
something to do with loss.
Yes, yes. So, clatter and crash, the cacophony is raised. I'm not sure quite what a cacophony is. Cacophone is raised. For the moment, all hope of peace is lost. Feathers fly free, pulled by wicked beaks, as each strives to be the master of the field this day. As the sun beats down, precious time that could have been used to fill bellies is spent in the ordeal of domination and aggravation, conflict, competition, frustration, game playing, disorganization. In what you were talking about, there was a conflict in your life,
Hmm.
which was like the either or. go on vacation or pay money for the dog because there's only so much energy that we have.
Yeah.
Whether that's the energy of money, the energy of time, there's so much. So when you're at conflict with yourself, because it's always conflict with yourself. Do you ever notice that?
Yes.
If you get into any situation, the way that you react is, okay, which way is it? Okay, I've got these magnets and I keep them by my desk because they help my energies in many ways. So these magnets, I take them with me when I work with clients that have children because I'm able to entertain them like a magician. So when I let them go, see how quickly they snap together. Okay, it's like a battery. These two go. If I flip one of the magnets, there's nothing I can do to get them to stick together. It's impossible. Like they would literally, like, they will move. Did you see it flip?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
has to actually flip to connect. So when we have opposing thoughts, either or, it's not going to work. Everything is possible when you find a peaceful solution. Sometimes a peaceful solution is telling somebody to kiss off because you're giving yourself peace by ending that agreement. Sometimes it's about saying, no, I will not have my dog in a kennel. And yes, I will have someone come into my home. Who knows who's in your neighborhood that you might run into?
Mm,
You never know. Just
right.
think of all the opportunities you'll have if you put it out there. I'm looking for someone to watch my dog for the day. One day, one weekend. And then if you like them, it's kind of like dating. You get to decide.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to decide. I remember getting a card similar to what you had, except it was an oracle card. And it was at a writer's retreat that I went to. And it was joy. I've still got the card, got it in my special spot where I've got many of my keepsakes. And I remember that day crystal clear. I remember the lady who I was able to draw the card from. It was so beautiful. What a great memory.
Mm.
What a great memory. Have you ever so you've seen The Secret by chance? The movie?
I don't think so.
So there's a movie called The Secret, and it talks about the law of attraction and manifesting things in your life that you want. Rhonda Byrne was the producer of it, and it was actually, she was the writer of it, and then it was produced into a documentary movie. And it was on the basis, it was from the teachings of Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Mm.
Um, and the movie was just like a watered down version of the concept of it. So one of the things that can happen is if I said to you to look outside and look for, pick a color, any color, and you picked a color. So let's say you said red, you would see things that were red. You would be attracted to things that were red. If I told you that all the answers were within things that were yellow, you may have not even seen them because you were focusing on red.
Right.
So when we begin to open up to the world around us and ask spirit, like if you picked a color and that was the color that you wanted to focus on for a week, you said to spirit, you know what? Hey guys, I'm gonna pick purple. Because I remember doing this very I was sassy when I first started working with spirit. I'm like, okay, show me things that are yellow. And I picked yellow. I don't know why I picked yellow, but I picked yellow. I mean, I had a school bus that literally came flying in front of me. Like I was driving this way and the school bus, I was not completely paying attention and the school bus was going way too fast. And I'm like, oh, bus, yellow. Yeah, whatever. I had so many things yellow appear in my life. And then I'm like, part of me wanted to change the color. And then I'm like, no, I want things to show up that are like, I want it right like in my face. I had a yellow bird fly into my hotel room when I was in Mexico.
Oh.
I talked to it. Tell me all your secrets. So, what you focus on will begin to show up in your life. The movie The Secret is a wonderful movie, and it mentions a lot of authors like Joe Dispenza, the Ho'oponopono guy. Ho'oponopono is a beautiful prayer for forgiveness. Lots of things. Lots of things. So exciting. Are you more interested in what this lady has to offer in regards to like the things that she makes?
Yes, yes. Like um eh, her bells, like her witch spells. I've never really come across anyone who makes and
Yeah.
does that kind of thing. Like I don't like she also has witches journals and I used to stop into that used to be that shop on 124th Street. The
Ascendant books.
well, not Ascendant. There was one farther up.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. The fairies.
Fairies, yeah, the fairies and they had the witches' brooms and things in there, right? And the journal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to sit in
So,
there and was fascinated
so
by their
many
things.
things. There's a beautiful book that's called Witch, just Witch. It has a black cover, and I had a hard copy, and in choosing to shift a little bit more to my tablet when I travel because I just didn't want to have as many. Oh, I don't have it on this one. Here it is. So it is called Witch, and it's by Lisa Lister.
Witch.
Oh,
Written
it's
and
going to
read
talk.
by Lisa Lister.
I didn't know my laptop, I didn't know my iPad would talk.
Now is the time. This is the hour. Ours is the magic. Ours is the power. The Craft, 1996.
Oh,
Introduction.
So
Women, we are living in interesting
I'm
times.
not sure.
Society, nature, and the way we interact with.
There she is. And I got it on Audible because I was spending too much time reading and not enough time just being in a conversation with a wonderful person. So, in my experience with the word witch, some people could, I've got two dear friends, opposing parties in my life. One I mean, if I say the word witch, she's just like, Nance, and I'm like, sorry, healer. And I've got another one that's like, oh my God, you are a total witch. Like you do alchemy with your teas. You're a green witch. And you are able to help people break vows and agreements. Therefore, you're a black witch. And you're light being, so you're a white witch. Like, what the fuck is the problem with witch? And I'm like, some people have a different expression of it. So I'm able to be a witch with some people, and with others, I'm a healer. So I've studied so much about the craft of alchemy, which is mixing things together. So I know about like the power of salt, and the power of cinnamon. I used cinnamon before a court case to help create abundance. And because I'm able to use my gifts through Reiki, I was able to change the energy of the entire courtroom before I got there. Everybody was kind to me. Everybody that could be kind to me. Spirit's like, yeah, no, he was still an asshole. And that's correct. He was still an asshole. And that's all he could be towards me. It's a beautiful way to connect with your intuition. There's all sorts of things that you can create for you, for your practice of becoming a better version of self. That's where I learned how to create bath salts and blends. So I take rose petals and I mix them with Epsom salt, and then I add essential oils. Then I increase the energy with Reiki and different hand positions. I love it. I feel so empowered. And when I'm shamed, it's on them, not me.
So what was the cover of the witch book?
It's black.
The black, and it says unleashed, untamed, unapologetic.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's such an empowering, it's so empowering.
I read about it. A witch is a woman in her power. She's wise, a healer, someone who is aligned with the cycles of Mother Nature. This book will help women to remember, reconnect, and reclaim the word witch and its power. Interesting. I'm gonna get it.
It's really beautiful. I remember I was walking with Ralph, and I said to him, I says, have you ever listened to the wind? Gives me this fun, the looks on his face are just priceless. And he's like, I have no idea what you like, no. I says, the wind will speak to you and you can speak to the wind. Okay, babe. And we were walking down a beautiful path, and I says, well, you can move the wind. If you believe you can move the wind and learn to speak to the wind. And he's like, oh yeah? Why don't you do some abracadabra and see what happens? So I closed my eyes and I started to speak to spirit as we were walking. And I'm like, I would really appreciate your help if this is the time and the place to be able to show Ralph the beauty of expression. And I was really sweet and kind. And then all I did was I took my hand and I said inside, abracadabra. And I went like this. Well, all of a sudden the wind just picked up all around us. Leaves started flying everywhere. And he just turned around and goes, okay, babe, stop doing that shit. Why do you think it was me? He goes, I know that was you. It was just like, oh my gosh. Some women call it coincidence, call it whatever you want. It was alchemy, all the things working together. It was so special. And we still laugh about it. Yeah. So I'm going to send you out some teas.
Okay.
And hopefully they arrive, Canada Post and all, relatively soon. And then enjoy, and we can talk a little bit about that too during tea and tarots, because each tea has a very special quality for emotional health, physical health. Some taste great, some are less yummy. Some of the ingredients that I had a hard time with mugwort has a specific flavor, mugwort. How cool is that? I mean, it sounds like something from Harry Potter. And it's very helpful for dreaming. Yeah, so I mix it with hibiscus and peppermint.
Mm.
So it's a little bit red, which works on the root chakra. I love the teas that I've made. And as I'm doing everything I can to get them on my website, All I can do is talk about them for now. You can, yeah, they're on my Shopify. They're not on my website. And I'm working to get it all done. If I had $1 million.
And all the time in the world.
Yes. And in the meantime, there are things that I can do, like send my teas out to all of you lovelies so that you can try them. Yeah. So I'm going to send out this recording and the other recording. Thank you
Okay.
for sharing your 5 of Wands.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, just I'm grateful to be meeting more and more amazing people. And I've this Sunday is the car show, and I'll be able to meet all my vendors in person. And
So much fun, right? So much fun.
yeah,
And the opportunity to speak about people, I'm excited because I think I'm going to meet somebody who's going to be able to watch my dog. When you speak like that, then you speak it into existence with conversation because someone will know someone who knows someone.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's magic.
I'm grateful. Even today, I said to my neighbor, I said, my back is so sore, I can't even walk my dog. I said, would you please walk him? And she loves to walk him. She took him for a walk today, and she's gonna look after him Sunday. So,
Good, good. I named my tomato plants this morning.
oh, okay.
So I said to him, I still want to name them. And he's like, "Ugh, you and your tomato plants, like you're driving me a little bit crazy." I'm like, I'm having fun with this. I said, let's make little name tags for them. Like we'll make tags and stickers and we'll make little plant. He goes, you got a label maker. Just make labels. And he's like, I gotta go to work. So off he goes. So I did. I named them all. Like I've got Tony and they're all T names.
Oh,
Trixie and Tiffany. I named all 9 of my tomato plants.
oh,
9. I have
oh,
a balcony. Ralph's
oh.
like, it's going to be a forest out there. I'm like, oh, it is not. And then I looked at it the next morning and I'm like, oh my, it's going to be a forest. And I love it.
Good.
Love it. Yeah. So have a wonderful weekend. I know the car show will be fabulous and fun.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
looking forward to hearing all
Enjoying.
about it. Yeah. So I'm going to send the replay out. You'll see the beginning of the conversation as well as now. And you're going to get the first emailed out tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
All right. Okay. Have a great rest of your evening.
Oh,
Thank
you
you
too.
so much.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye.